Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Justin. Want to apologize to all my subscribers. Anybody who was expecting videos over the last couple of days, I had a couple of personal things going on. Had to take care of, but I'm back. It's Monday. It's time for Series Review Monday. We're wrapping up the Shrek franchise with the 2011 Puss in Boots. This is obviously a spin-off of the Shrek franchise, but it's still in the same universe, so it counts towards the franchise as far as I'm concerned. So Puss in Boots, like I said, brings back Antonio Banderas, who is phenomenal. He's got such an iconic voice. The character works, and it didn't need Donkey or Shrek or Fiona to make it work. This is actually more enjoyable than Shrek 3 or 4, in my opinion. Because it has, that humor that, is targeted towards adults, but it's still a kid's movie. And it doesn't have the weight of mopey Shrek dragging it down. It works. So the story is basically about, it's Puss in Boots before he met Shrek. And obviously when he meets Shrek in part 2, he's a criminal and an assassin, or a would-be assassin. But in reality, he is a hero. He made some mistakes when he was a younger cat, and he spent his time paying for it. And he fell in with a bad crowd, so to speak. And that's the characters that are so enjoyable in Puss in Boots. You have Jack and Jill, obviously the Jack and Jill folklore. Those are voiced by Billy Bob Thornton, who I love, and Amy Sedaris, who, fairly unrecognizable name. I believe she was in Saturday Night Live. They work. They're fun tandem. They work well together. I think Billy Bob Thornton can really work with anybody. He's just got that like laid back, cool demeanor, and that voice that's just, it's recognizable. It's very recognizable. So yeah, you have the Jack and Jill. They're outlaws, who are searching for. They're searching for Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk's magic beans, with the intention of stealing golden eggs from up in wherever the Beanstalks are that they go to. You have Humpty Alexander Dumpty. I love how they gave him a middle name. It sounds more. That's voiced by Zach Galifianakis, who hilarious in his own right. One of the funniest guys out there. So they were friends when Puss in Boots and Humpty Alexander Dumpty were friends. Humpty blames him for crime that they committed together, and it's basically a James Bond-esque deception movie. You think you can trust this person, you really can't. Puss in Boots falls in love with a hit cat, as you would say, or hitman, but it's a hit cat. Kitty Softpaws, voiced by Salma Hayek, and these two together have always had magic. I don't care if it's an animated movie or not. You put these two together and it's instant chemistry, and it makes for a more enjoyable movie. Desperado, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, even just recently in The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. They just have chemistry that, just works. And it works even in an animated setting. So he obviously falls in love with her. She's still, she's actually working with the bad guys, but she falls in love with him. So you have this like adult backstory in a kid's, story, and that's what makes the movie work. It is a vast improvement over part 3 and part 4. You know, I believe I gave part 3 a 7.2, Shrek 3, that is, a 7.2, and I gave Shrek 4 a lower score because it did the same things that Shrek 3 did. You know, this gets back closer to Shrek 1 and 2. I don't know if it necessarily gets there because I do think not having Eddie Murphy and Mike Myers couldn't have hurt. But I understand it's a Puss in Boots spinoff. So, you know, you don't need them, but not having them isn't as good as having them. But that being said, you know, with the voice cast, with the fun little plot, I'm gonna go 7.6. You know, it's not quite as good as Shrek 1 and Shrek 2. You know, and maybe it is, but I love Mike Myers and I love Eddie Murphy, so, you know, I'm not gonna deduct, you know, too much for not having him because it is a spinoff, but I just love them too much to put it up there with those two. But Selma Hayek, Antonio Banderas, Zach Galifianakis, Billy Bob Thornton, Amy Sedaris. It's a great cast. It's a fun way to. If they were to never do another movie in the Shrek franchise, they ended it on a solid note. So, you know, you have 7.8, 7.9 with Shrek 1 and 2. You know, you drop down, still deep, like quality movies with Shrek 3 and 4. Then you come back up, and if you finish strong on with Puss in Boots, you have an amazing franchise. You know, there's not a bad movie in the franchise. You know, just I didn't like parts of 3 and 4, but it's still a great franchise. You know, any family, it's a family franchise. You know, you could put any one of these movies in or start from the first one and work your way to Puss in Boots, and you're going to enjoy them. You're going to laugh. It's great fun for both kids and adults. So 7.6 for Puss in Boots. That finishes off the Shrek franchise. Stay tuned next week. We're going to, who knows, maybe we'll go back. I've reviewed Die Hard. We could go focusing on that. We could focus on, you know, another comedy, maybe go horror. I haven't decided yet, but stay tuned, and, you know, we'll find out together. Puss in Boots 2011, 7.6. That's my review. That wraps up the Shrek franchise. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.